if they start crashing different um, dollars. You seen what happened over there in um, shit. Where was that? Was that the Dominican? Damn. Where was that in South America? Venezuela? I think it was Venezuela. One of those places where they crashed the economy, and you seen how those people were living. The only thing you women could do in that day, right, especially you women that didn't have a man, you had to turn to prostitution. And prostitution is coming back in a big way. The majority of you women are going to be prostitutes in this new world, right? Because you won't have any other way of making money. And plus, it's the only thing you're good at anyway.
Hey, Shalom. I'll start off by giving all glory, praises, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And salutations to the brothers that teach in the truth and sincerity. Shalom to the hopeful elect, and one third, sincere listeners. Okay, Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. And Yahweh Shai being the name of his Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right, this gospel is truth, kingdom of heaven. Salvation is for the Israelites, who are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and the ones scattered abroad that may look like the other nations, but your spirit resonates with this truth. Okay, salvation, the kingdom of heaven is for you. All right, pretty much I just want to do a response to what the brother had said, or the elder had said in this video clip pertaining to you women um, going into prostitution, and how it's going to be, and how it's really the only thing you women are good at on this side, and really you women aren't really real prostitutes, you know. You're not even like the prostitutes of old, but just you laying on your back, that's the only thing you're good at, you know what I'm saying, laying on your back or going on all fours or whatever the fuck. You see what I'm saying? You wicked woman. The majority of the women in this world are, or in the West, I should say, are wicked. Women are inherently wicked, but there's more wicked women than some, right? And you see that in the West, okay, a lot. There's a lot more order when it comes to women. There's a lot more order in the East. All right, women don't have that power to what do you call it, finesse, or pretty much they're not elevated, so to speak, to where they can put out their power, their will, like they can on this side of the world, in the West, in Babylon, America the Great, and these other Western countries, Canada, UK, all right, so on and so forth, wherever you so-called Edomites dwell, really, because you Edomites are the ones that bring forth that confusion when it comes to the women, all right, but let me play that clip, that part again.
Venezuela? I think it was Venezuela. One of those places where they crashed the economy, and you seen how those people were living. The only thing you women could do in that day, right, especially you women that didn't have a man, you had to turn to prostitution.
Right, and a lot of you women, especially in the West, in America, you're big time harlots and prostitutes. Even going into this OnlyFans shit, I think they said from 18 to 25, they said 10%. Oh, fuck. I might have to get the video. I might have to look up the video. Hold on. So we gotta figure out what's going on. What was the girl's name? How many? How many do OnlyFans? Pearl. I think the girl's name is Pearl. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, Christian men, unfortunately, are.
Is that the one? No. She would be the first. Let's see. Pearl OnlyFans stats. Only stats. Okay. Let's see if we get it here.
More about the consumers. Who is consuming OnlyFans? And I found out that 82 million American men subscribe to OnlyFans.
All right, yeah, that's a heavy number.
Now, to think about
82 million men? How many men are there in the United States?
how big that number is. How many people are in America? 165.
Nigga, that's about half. That's what was the number she said? That's about half. Yeah, that's close to half.
2 million.
I'm trying to get the stats on the woman. Yeah, let's see.
I found out 1.4 million women in America do OnlyFans. 1.2 million is between 18 and 24. What percent of women, how many women in America are between 18 to 24? I find out roughly 10 million women. So just on OnlyFans alone, 10% of women in that age group are on OnlyFans. And
right. Okay, so that's the stat I wanted to get. So 18 to 24. From 18 to 24, 10% of women are doing OnlyFans. Okay, and there's obviously a market for it because there's 82 million simps out there that are subscribing to these women. Okay, and those simps are gonna be cut off, man, because ain't gonna be no simping in the kingdom. All right, hey, that's an effeminate spirit, honestly. That's off. All right, so you're not gonna inherit the kingdom. Majority, we already know that 2/3. All right, 2/3 of Israel ain't making it, and if you're a heathen, you ain't making it. So when the missiles come, it's over for you guys, man. But it's supposed to show you the mindset, man. And then and it, this could be a higher stat, but regardless, the algorithms of these social media platforms is ridiculous, man, because if brothers know what I'm talking about, man. On your explore page, you go on your explore page, you're seeing the craziest, you're seeing the wildest shit. You see what I'm saying? I might even put a thumbnail of my I might take a screenshot and use it as a thumbnail for this video, actually, just to show you just how crazy this place is. You see what I'm saying? Like, the algorithm is purposely trying to put you in a base state to where you're always thinking about, sex. And there's nothing wrong with sex, but it has to be in balance, obviously, right? But just the constant, like, they're just constantly trying to bombard you with it, and that's off. You see what I'm saying? But they're trying to make you into this brute beast, so to speak. Anything goes. You see what I'm saying? You don't even know if this woman has a man or not, right? It's just all about lust, right? At least when in the ancient world you saw a woman, she was covered up. You were lusting after her, but you were lusting after her, and you may have saw her face, and then you may have smelled the way she liked the way she smelled. You see what I'm saying? It was different. You see what I'm saying? Or whatever, like the way she walked, and the grace of the her grace, so to speak. Now it's just fuck that. Everything's all out. Her ass is all out. Her breast is all out. You see what I'm saying? It's like shit. You're seeing everything. It's on full display. Okay, and you know, pretty much you women are for the streets. Okay, because even the women that don't do OnlyFans, that don't sell their pussy, you still sell your pussy indirectly because you want to get a man, you want to attract a man to give you resources regardless. You might not be actually doing it directly, but you're still doing it indirectly, which is still prostitution nonetheless. Okay? You're not doing it in terms in hopes of actually building up a family. You see what I'm saying? It's you know, there's transactional in the righteous way where, you know, starting a family, a man and woman, a man and his women, plural, right? That's righteous. Is a man and his wives, right? That's an economy. That's a business. So you could say it's transactional, but you have a duty as a man. You have a duty, and as a woman, you have a duty to to fulfill. You know, as a man, your duty is to fulfill your wife and your children. Your wives are your children, and as a wife, your duty is to fulfill your husband and your children. Okay, your household, take care of it, right? And that's and through that, you know, the Lord creates bonds, which is righteous bonds. You know, chemical. What do you call it? Pheromones and all that. That's righteous. You know, like through that you quote unquote you love, right? Your woman, so to speak, right? You love your children, right? You love your wives as a man, and vice versa. It may be transactional, but that's your duty, it's your obligation to take care of your family. And an economy of business comes from that righteousness. You see what I'm saying? You get children, they take on the trade of your father, or whatever. If it's a son, he takes on the trade of the father. If you have a daughter, she learns how to take care of the household to where she can then be somebody's wife in righteousness. You see what I'm saying? That's order. Not no willy nilly. Oh, play the field. Go to school. Oh, I like this. I like this boy this month, and I like that boy in the next month, right? And the cycle continues, and then you're all bugged out. Your daughter's all bugged out. You see what I'm saying? But this is what you have in this world. To where by the time in high school, she probably, you know, how many bodies in? Because we were all in high school, eh? So we're not gonna play stupid like bitches wasn't out here fucking in high school. All right, you can do the math on how old kids are in high school. You see what I'm saying? But this world is just all backwards and just weirdoed out. But going back into the contrast of this transactional thing, now in this world, bitches want you to pay, pay them directly for their services, or pay them indirectly for their services. You know what I'm saying? And that's just that. You don't get an economy out of it. It's just a short term. It's a short term thing. It's just really to get the pussy, and that's it. You know. Anyways.
And prostitution is coming back in a big way. The majority of you women are going to be prostitutes in this new world, right? Because you won't have any other way of making money. And plus, it's the only thing you're good at anyway.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? You see what's going on all throughout the internet. The narrative of these, especially the so-called black women. All right, and the other tribes, and all the tribes are all the tribes that are in America or wherever in the West, they're fucked up. The women, they're fucked up. Okay, some a little bit better than some. Obviously, we know Eve is the worst. Southern Kingdom black woman, she's the worst off, right? But all these bitches are selling their pussy in the West, man. Okay. That goes for the Edomite woman too. All right. The number one making bitch on the platform is an Edomite woman. Could be Eve, honestly, but I think she's an Edomite, honestly. Okay, what appears to be an Edomite, and I think she's an Edomite. But whatever. Um, yeah, let's get some scriptures. Isaiah 32 and 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Yeah, so our women are careless. They don't want to hear what the Lord has to say. They don't want to hear what their man has to say. So why would they hear what the Lord has to say? And really, the thing is, these women, they have this order. They don't. They get the direction from men, right? So they're supposed to care what men say, but because they're set up above men in the society, they don't care. Or we're giving them the warning, hey, don't go down that path. Do be a wife. They don't want to hear that. They want to be bops. You know what I'm saying? Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Right. So when you're gonna be the time come, you're gonna try and be selling your pussy. All right. Up until this society goes to complete shit, you women are gonna be selling your vagina. Okay. So but you're gonna quote unquote be riding the car carousel, but then the car carousel is gonna ride you. Right? There's gonna come a point to where there's gonna be just total anarchy in the society. To where you're not gonna be able to call 911 or have a wicked pimp to defend you or whatever. Men are just gonna do as they please and take you out, and that's gonna be the judgment of a harlot, of you whores. Honestly, a lot of you whores out here, you adulterous women, that's gonna be your judgment. Okay, you're gonna get it so bad to where whatever, the Lord's just gonna take you out, and you're gonna know it's of the Lord too. Okay, you're gonna just see a different side of people, right? Different side of men that you're playing games with, right? It just is what it is. It's just the truth. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. All right, because you're gonna wanna wear the baggiest sweater, gray track pants, and gray hoodie, sweatpants and gray hoodie. You know what I mean? Something that's not showing your shape. But right now, all you're doing is showing your shape and flaunting it in front of men. You see what I'm saying? And putting a quote unquote value on it. There's really no value on it for real. Not now. There's no everybody got it. Everybody had it. So it is what it is. You know? Um that was the point. You see what I'm saying? That was the point on that. So like 7. Yeah, Amos 7 and 17. Salakia. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city, and thy sons and daughters shall fall by the sword. And this is a curse even unto the Israelite man, even starting with the elect. This applies to us, brothers. Right? Like, these women are all whores. Our women that we get, whores. Right? We never really got virgins. If you did, you're lucky. You see what I'm saying? Therefore, and then if you have children, whatever, they might not even care to adhere to you, or you may have had children that passed. You may have had children that got aborted, right? I don't know. Like, we're in hell. see what I'm saying? And thy line shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land. Right? But the main point in this situation is that wife shall be an harlot in the city. So she's just going around bopping man to man, okay, selling her pussy directly or indirectly, you know. Honestly, here in Toronto, um, I just had a rule, I just have a rule of thumb. Like I believe every bitch is selling pussy until proven otherwise. You see what I'm saying? That's just my rule of thumb. So like I'm not surprised basically because you be surprised, bro. You meet some bitch, you meet a bitch. Not to say you're really surprised, but you meet a bitch, you deal with her, whatever. She tells you, "Oh, meet me at my work. Where you work? I work at this club. Oh, it's a strip club. You see what I'm saying? These bitches tell you go meet them at work. It's like okay, I guess it made sense, right? But that's just these girls are they're gonna do what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Um, this is 2nd Ezra 16 and 20. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Right? So this goes into all the judgment the Lord's going to put on the earth, and these people still not going to repent. All right? So more judgment's going to come. Okay? And it says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And we live in a time of great confusion, right? I'm going to jump down, and it says, verse 32. I'll start at 31, actually. Even so, in those days, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. All right? This is like a warning to you women. So people are going to be looking through houses for food and resources, human resources, aka you women. All right? Shelter and whatever. And we looking for shelter and food and human resources. Right? It says, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel there through. The virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The woman shall mourn, having no husbands. Right? The brother said, remember these women that are going to be selling their pussy is a lot of you women that are not going to have husbands. A lot of you bitches, you think you don't need a man, or you don't want a man, right? And it's only going to be a certain righteous amount allotted women that are going to come to the realization that they do need a husband. Okay? Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Okay? So the time to come is not a joke. And you right now we live in a society where, like I said, we live in a metropolis. These mother cities where it's catered to women. Women can get around, travel, Uber here, Uber there, Uber Eats, right? Whatever the case may be, travel, transit. You can get there to get there. You're independent. You can get your things because everything is easily accessible. At a time when things are not easily accessible, it's gonna be hell. It's gonna be a lot of hell for you women. You know what I'm saying? But you are gonna, like the brother said, you are gonna be, even you regular working woman, you're gonna turn to prostitution as well, and it's gonna be a shameful thing, right? That's also gonna be meant to humble you women, right? And humble you women and give the Lord a reason to not Give the Lord a reason not to give you salvation. Okay, because a lot of you women that aren't selling pussy, you think you're better than the bitch that is selling pussy, and that's far from. Or at least she's real. At least the girl that's selling pussy knows she's a whore. All right, you don't want to admit that you're a whore, and you had multiple men already, multiple men, you know, in the triple digits. But you haven't sold that pussy once. You might as well have sold the pussy, right? You know, you're in the triple digit body count, and you didn't sell the pussy once. You know, damn shame. Anyways, this is Isaiah 4 and 1 in the AMP version. And in that day, 7 women will take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own food and wear and provide our own clothes. Only let us be called by your name to take away our shame of being unmarried. Right? So if a woman takes on your name, right, that means she wants to be married unto you. But we know what marriage is in the scriptures. Marriage is consummated by sex. All right. So these women that you're gonna get, you know, you're gonna plow them. Then you're gonna be your wife, your wives, right? So that's just how it's gonna be. That's the transaction, so to speak. You want to be married. This is the transaction, right? Righteous transaction, you know, because the Lord said it. This is just what it is, you know. You're not even gonna need the I think I believe it's 30 shekels of silver, man, because you're gonna be more precious than fine gold in that day. All right, you're not gonna need the shekels of silver because you are gonna be the gold. You know what I'm saying? So they're just gonna come through and give it to you, just like just like these women when they see celebrities, so to speak, they don't give them a hard time for them to get the pussy. It's gonna be the same thing for the elect in that day, you know. So or like pretty much not a hard time, but like they don't have to play games. They're pretty much giving you the pussy right away, so to speak. You know. But I think that was pretty much the point. You know. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom. I'm gonna say to the next one. Lord, you're edified.